Hi, I'm Carl Schilling, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Advocacy Network. And I'm so glad you spend your time with us today. I know how valuable your time is. You have more than likely been invited by another financial concierge who's working in our system. So I wanted to thank you for that. And I want to show you today a system that I think will help you, well, I know, will help you get paid to prospect, create unlimited referrals, and at the same time, exponentially grow your life practices, okay? So here's the good things. One, understand we're not an FMO or an IMO, so the Advocacy Network will never ask you to disband or leave your FMO, IMO, or your relationships and where you sell insurance, okay? So that is your business. We do have a lot of other services that we provide above and beyond, and as well as some life insurance components, but you're never mandated to sell life insurance through us, okay? So that's the first thing I want to clear. Secondly, I want you to understand a little bit about the Advocacy Network and why we do what we do. First, our mission is to eliminate financial victimization in all formats. That's scams, fraud, predatory sales tactics, anything you can imagine. To date, we have saved the public over $7.5 million with those services. Now, we do that through creating awareness, providing financial literacy education, which is always free, through workshops. You can use those for prospecting as well. And lastly, helping people attain financial independence. And that's why you're here today, because we want to discuss what a financial concierge positioning can do for you and eliminate the white noise around you and separate you from everybody else, all competition. Differential is vastly important. So when you see everything we do, and everything that you have at your fingertips as a financial concierge, plus a system that'll pay you to prospect, create unlimited referrals, and at the same time, exponentially grow your life sales, I think you're going to like what you see, okay? So let's get started on that. And today we want to talk about the 3 ways to grow your business. Now, this is something that came directly from Jay Abraham. For those of you who are familiar with Jay Abraham, Jay is one of those, I guess you'd call a marketing guru, but he has literally created billions of dollars in wealth for business owners of all types, all sizes, many different industries, you know, from retail, insurance, personal services, lawyers, legal, doctors, you name it, Jay has had a hand in it. So basically, Jay had something called the 3 ways to grow your business, and there's only truly 3 ways to grow your business. Now, we're going to go over that, but this is exponential growth versus linear growth, and I want to show you how the Advocacy Network has built our financial concierge platform to adhere to these principles, as it were. So at Advocacy, as I mentioned, as a financial concierge, we want to put you in a position to have a unique message, and that message truly is your best interest is our only concern. You're able to tell someone your best interest is my only concern. And today we're going to discuss the first step to financial independence and how that fits in. We also have the middle class millionaire plan and the retireless sales systems that all come together like a jigsaw puzzle to help you grow a 7-figure practice. So the 3 ways to grow your business are really these 3 concepts, okay, versus linear growth versus geometric growth. So everything I'm showing you today is geometric growth. Now, as an insurance agent, or, you know, we're also talking to realtors, mortgage brokers, and tax preparation people as well. So you may be one of those 4 categories. Now, from the insurance side especially, we want to exponentially grow your life sales. But from all the other perspectives, we are certainly going to show you how 3 ways to grow your business as well. But historically, people in the financial services industry, they increase clients. And that's linear growth. That's one way to build your business, to just increase clients. It's totally transactional, and it's next. It's one client at a time. Now, the second thing you can do is you can increase your transaction volume or the price per sale or the cost per unit within that one client, okay? So you can increase the transaction volume and also increase the transaction frequency, how many transactions you do with that one client. And it's been shown that multiple lines of business in a client relationship helps retention dramatically. So when you have 5 lines of business or more with an existing client, you have a 90% retention for over 7 years. So that truly is a very big issue. But this is about geometric growth. If you will grow in all three of those areas, you grow geometrically or exponentially. Now, here's what I want to tell you to look at. Transactionally or relational? That's the question. Too often in our industry, financial services as a whole, especially insurance sales, we're totally linear because we're totally transactional. Now, what that means is it goes in the cycle you see on your left. The linear cycle is prospect, present, follow up, you create a client, you do one transaction, and you're back into the circle. You're back to prospecting, you're back to presenting, you're back to following up, and you're back to a new client. But if you're going to grow geometrically, you're going to increase the client, and then when you grow a new client, you're also going to increase the transaction volume you do with per transaction with that client, and then you're going to increase the frequency of transactions or the relationship with the client. So relationship based is always going to be geometrical because you're never going to be done serving a client, especially as a financial concierge. You're always going to have your hand in every decision they make about money. So you're going to be the go-to person, the Sherpa, as it were. Now, the numbers, take a look at the numbers. Over on the left, we see that basically, let's say you have 100 clients, the volume, the one sale was $1,000, and the frequency is 1. That would equal $100,000 in volume, $100,000 in revenue. Let's increase by 10%. So if you increase just the normal linear by 10%, what do you have? Well, you would increase by 10% in just one area, which would give you $110,000. Okay, that would be the linear growth. You would increase your clients by 10%. That would give you 110 clients instead of 100. And ultimately, you'd have $110,000. But if you increase all three areas by 10%, you end up with 110 clients, $1,100 per transaction, and 1.1 transactions. The frequency has gone up. So that equates to $133,100. Now, that's truly exponential growth, and here's why. If I asked you, if you increase three areas of your business by 10%, how much would your overall business increase? 95% of the time, the answer would be 30%. But it's not. It's 33.1% because it's exponential. So you're increasing all sides of your business and you're growing them by 10%. Now look what happens if you grew by the full 33% in all three areas. Now if you only grew by 33% linearly, you'd end up with $133,000. Okay? But if you grow all three areas by 33%, you can look at the numbers. It grows to $230,475,000. That's an additional almost $100,000 more. Now, nothing else has changed. Your workload, nothing has changed. All you've done is you've grown the relationship with that client by increasing the transactional volume and increasing the amount of transactions that you do with a client, the frequency. And by doing so, you have exponentially grown your business. Now, let me show you how that fits what we do at Advocacy. Remember I told you you get paid to prospect and you basically create unlimited referrals. Well, let's look at the get paid to prospect side of this. First of all, we are using a financial solution, which you can come to webinars on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Thursdays, where we show the public this solution. But the solution is Prospeo. Prospeo has been around for quite a while. Prospeo is nothing more than a money management software. And basically the story that we tell is the first step to financial independence. By stopping the amount of interest that people pay into the future and limiting that amount of interest, they are able to then increase the amount of interest they can earn. And in so doing, they can create financial independence. It's everything we do in the financial services industry. And that Prospeo sale is a very, very small software sale, but it is a door opener. It is a conduit to all of the relationship as a financial concierge. At best yet, you get paid on it, and you get paid residually as well. You can create quite an income with Prospeo only. But if you add in everything we're talking about with life sales, we certainly have the pathway to a 7-figure income. But let's look at that referral side of what I'm telling you about. When you make one sale, now I've been around almost 37 years in several different sales industries, predominantly having to do with money for the most part, but sales training as well, a lot of sales training. I will tell you, I've never seen where I can make one sale and the one sale can create unlimited referrals for me. And that's what we have with the Prospio sale. Because when we make the Prospio sale, we sit with the person and say, okay, hey, Bob, you made a wonderful decision here. You are on the first step to financial independence, everything we discussed. Let me ask you, Bob, if I could eliminate the monthly payment for the Prospio software, would you be interested? Now, of course, he's going to be. But here comes the geometrical cycle. You say, Bob, in order for me to help you, I need you to help me. So I need you to give me the names and numbers and email addresses of 10 people you know closely. Now, Bob, I don't want you to prejudge those people. I don't want you to determine whether you think they would like it or not, whether you think they should have it or not. Don't do that, Bob. Don't put any bias on it. Just give me straight up 10 of the closest people you have to you. And I'm going to simply contact them, introduce Prospio like I did with you, and show them how to take the first step to financial independence. And you know what, Bob? When they do that, when 3 of them enroll, just like you enrolled, when 3 of them enroll, I put them around you, and Bob, we eliminate your monthly payment. Now, I'm going to come back to you, Bob, and show you what you need to do with those dollars that you had in the monthly payment. But right now, let's focus on eliminating your monthly payment. So please give me those 10 names. Now, at that point, you've got 10 referrals. It wasn't that hard. It really was incentivized for Bob to give them to you because Bob is going to save himself approximately $70 a month. So certainly he wants to do that. And he's going to save that $70 a month all the way through the history of him having Prospio, so he could literally save thousands of dollars. So he's getting maybe $100, $200 per referral. Not too bad. But guess what? When you need to make the 3 sales for Bob, what happens? You made 3 more sales. You've got 3 more people to talk to about referrals. That becomes 30 referrals. That generates 9 more sales that you need to produce, and that generates 90 referrals. That generates 27 more sales, which generates 270 referrals. Generates 81 more sales, which generates 810 referrals. So hopefully you can see the value of exponentially growing a referral-based business. This is 100% referral-based business. And I'm also going to show you how to come back on all of those Prospio sales and make a life sale. So, and for the realtor, you are going to have all those Prospio sales and all those people for future sales in real estate. People who are going to add to your newsletter list. People are going to add to your farming district. People who you're going to bring other solutions to, which you can do through advocacy as well and make more money. So that is on the referral side, as I told you. Exponential, unlimited referrals. Nothing like this, people. Nothing like this out there. You will not find, you're going to find all kinds of games and misdirections and all kinds of marketing ploys and marketing schemes and all kinds of magic silver bullet programs, but you're never going to come across something like this that actually works and actually does not cost you anything to create the referrals. Not one dime. You're not buying one lead. You're not investing a flat penny in any marketing. So basically, the Prospio sale sets everything up, and then we get to the level of cross-sell. Now, cross-sell is a magnificent positioning. If you're not cross-selling right now, you're still growing linearly, but if you're not cross-selling, you are missing a great opportunity, because when you cross-sell something, you are making a by-the-way sale. This is not the primary issue of why you came today. This is not the focus on why I'm discussing something with you today. It's by the way. Now, that is a nice, soft ability to sell a lot more of what it is you sell. So that cross-sale on the life side is going to be a by-the-way sale. This is where you increase the transactional volume, the second side of the 3 ways for you to grow your business. And then when we get to the financial concierge side, we're going to see the upsales, which are different levels of sales of different financial products that have nothing to do with anything else, but they all are financially based and they all pay you income. Now, in the upsale, that's where we're going to represent the increase in the frequency of transactions, because when we upsell, we're going to provide other solutions for our client that's going to put us in that multiple lines of business with a client. And you'll see that all of those exist within the Advocacy Network. We have all kinds of other financial solutions that fit, and that's what the retireless sales system does. It brings out the need for those other financial solutions. So after you have made the Prospio sale, you've gotten all the referrals, you've made your next level life sale, you now are on to a whole new level of advisory, and a whole new level of helping your client reach financial independence. Because in the end, it's all about financial independence. Every move, every decision, every opportunity you create with your client is an opportunity for them to become financially independent. And when you're telling them your best interest is my only concern, I'm showing you the pathway to financial independence. It is a journey we're going to take together. You are going to have the opportunity to become financially independent by filling all of the boxes and creating all of the solutions needed by that client to become financially independent. Prospeo is simply the first step. So you have a three-step process. When we are selling Prospeo, we are talking to people about living in the richest nation in the world and at the same time having the highest level of financial illiteracy in the world. And because of that high level of financial illiteracy, here's what happens. This is not my opinion. This is statistically proven. This has happened for well over 100 years. Of all the people in our society who reach age 65 and older, 95% of them end up financially dependent at best. A percentage end up dead, a percentage end up dead broke, and a percentage end up financially independent, the majority of them. But here's the situation. That means that they are dependent on family, friends, organizations, institutions, churches, community services, and worst, the government for their financial needs. Only 5% reach financial independence, true financial independence. We want to help you become part of the 5%. If over 100 years this has been going on, something's wrong. Those numbers have not grown. We want to establish you in the 5%. How? Prospeo is the first step. By stopping your interest payments into the future and eliminating those interest payments, you are creating an opportunity to use those dollars for yourself and get to earn interest so that you can move on to financial independence. Now, after you make that Prospeo sale, you end up with the 3 free model. Remember, I'm going to put 3 people around you. I get the 10 referrals. That's where all the referrals come. So that's the first step to financial independence. The second step is the cross sale. Now, for you insurance people, that's a life sale. For you real estate people, for your mortgage brokers, and for possibly tax preparers, well, tax preparers and mortgage preparers, you certainly could be in the life business. Realtors, you could too, but I don't know if you want to, but you could. So there are other areas that through advocacy, we can show you that next cross sale. But let's look at the life sale being that next step, because you're freeing up the dollars on the monthly payment that are going right into a life sale. Remember, I told you it was approximately $70 to $100 a month. So that money has already been spent. They're spending that money, but now you freed it up. So now they know, you both know that the money's there. You put it into the life sale. Then the concierge relationship is going to grow because the pathway, the journey to financial independence was long-term. It was not a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, one transaction. It's a long-term process, but you're going to get paid every step of the way because you're going to earn income on all the financial solutions they're going to need to become financially independent. This is where you grow your 7-figure practice. Now, the Advocacy Network, the game plan is pretty simple. As I told you, the approach is financial victimization. And that's a much different deal. The biggest financial victimization we face today is amortization. That's where the first step to Prospeo comes. Stop compounding your losses. It's a discussion about debt. That's the first step to financial independence. We also have the financial literacy education. You remember I mentioned that earlier, but you've already told people about the great deal of financial illiteracy that exists in our nation. And if they want to become smart about money and they want to make smart decisions about money, they need to become a little more literate financially, and you're going to help them as a financial concierge. Retireless, I mentioned before, but Retireless brings up a whole new discussion about a lot of different areas where you're going to be able to fill with different financial solutions. That's an upsell, as it were. And then lastly, you have all the strategic alliances that we've built in. We have built in strategic alliances for gold and silver, reverse mortgages, life settlements, structured settlements, business planning, exit strategies, business capital formation, many, many things, okay? You name it, we have provided it because we know that everyone who you deal with in a client relationship has multiple needs for financial solutions, and you want to be their concierge. So we have all that for you. What does this do? Well, it increases the lifetime value of a client dramatically. The lifetime value of a client in our system, and what we're talking about with you today, is $25,000 to $50,000 per client. The average lifetime value in a client for these other financial services industries we've talked about are anywhere from $2,500 to maybe $5,000 at the high end. That's the lifetime value of that one client in a transactional linear-based equation. With us, it is a exponential growth, a geometric prospect. It is a geometric growth of a client relationship, which is going to increase to $25,000 to $50,000 per client. Can you see how you can have a seven-figure practice now when you got that kind of lifetime value with a client? You're building yourself a network. You're building a huge client base. You are building a practice is what you're building. So how do we do it? Well, we sell Prospio through a strategic alliance with Trivesta. I have done all the vetting. I have clearly paved the way and made sure that Trivesta is a safe company. I've taken on the so-called branding liability for you because the Advocacy Network is the one standing behind the relationship with Trivesta. Now, this is where I showed you, you get paid to prospect. That's that Prospio sale. You'll create unlimited referrals. That's freeing up those monthly dollars that are being paid for Prospio. And that begins the financial concierge process, which you're going to be able to discuss how to create a guaranteed financial independence, which comes into our middle-class millionaire planning. And we have the retireless selling system. We've got the strategic alliances. You're going to get multiple streams of income and a dramatic improvement in client retention. And oh yes, here is the value addeds. We give you all the financial concierge support, not only the branding and the labeling of being a financial concierge, but we give you the training, coaching, and all the communications. That's media content. You'll see a lot of videos I do. You'll see a lot of social media, write a lot of blogs. I've written 3 books. One of those books coming out is the Middle Class Millionaire Plan. You have access to any of those books. I will also show you how you can ghostwrite a book for yourself, how we can ghostwrite it and prepare you in a thought leadership branding positioning. We have pretty much everything you can imagine to promote and push you forward as a financial concierge. And yes, oh, by the way, you basically keep the same relationships you already have. So stepping back real quickly to show you how the 3 steps to guaranteed financial independence all come together. We know that the discussion is about financial independence all the time. Everybody, anyone you speak to is about financial independence. And oh, by the way, what we're talking about, most people are out there looking for high-level clients. Everyone's competing for that high-income earner, that high-level client, the doctor, the dentist, the lawyer. Everyone's out there fumbling over themselves trying to get that, fighting for that client. What we're talking about is taking the middle-class client and creating a high-level client. You are going to establish that with a middle-class millionaire planning system that you can create a high-level client. No one else is doing that. By the way, those millionaires that are waiting to be created in the middle class, no one else is competing for them. No one's looking for them. Everyone is overlooking them. They step over them constantly to chase the high-level client. You can pick up all of those ashes and you can bring all those people to financial independence, doing a magnificent job and making yourself tremendously financially independent yourself. Okay, so it all looks like that. You see the basis, Prospio. We know we got the life insurance cross-sell. We have the income advocacy, which is all those other solutions, which ultimately bring people to financial independence. And by the way, the income advocacy is where it fits in for realtors, for mortgage brokers, for tax preparers, in case you don't want to sell life insurance. But if you do want to sell life insurance, we have a program that will fit you as a realtor or fit you as a mortgage broker or fit you as a tax preparer into that side of the life sale as well with that client that you're already working with on your primary financial solution. And this is how you grow a 7-figure income. So what does it cost you to get all of this and to do this? Well, it's simple. It's very simple. I love that cartoon, by the way. That cartoon I found way back in the 80s. That cartoon itself was not from the 80s, but it's been around a long time. And notice that the old issue, there's only 2 objections that you face as a financial services professional. Let's be honest. You face, I don't have the time. And you face, I want to think about it. I mean, these are the 2 major objections. Both of them are kind of fruitless. Both of them are meaningless. However, you hear it all the time. It's just defense mechanisms. But to give you an example, here is a salesman with all kinds of ammunition, guns, Gatling guns. He can win the war with just these little tools. And yet, here's a king looking over his battle plan. He's got this big battle to fight. And the king tells the knight, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have time to see some crazy salesman." Meanwhile, that salesman has a solution to that entire war for that king. And this is why people step over these things. But you, as a persistent, as a professional, you need, in fact, it's not need, it's your duty, responsibility, civically, morally, and ethically, to make sure people understand and are aware of why 95% end up financially independent and why only 5% end up financially independent. That is your mission in life. That's what you need to be doing every single day. So you would take on the Prospero Advocate membership, which is a one-time fee of $300 that includes your first month. It's $69.95 a month thereafter. And as we know, once you do the 3 sales, which would come from your first sale because of the referrals, you eliminate your $69.95 a month. So you don't have that anymore. You're left with a $24.95 a month admin fee. So it's going to cost you, there's a little tax on that. It's about $26 a month. So ultimately, you're running the entire business, building a 7-figure practice for $26 a month. And by the way, the $300 one-time setup, you're going to get double commissions in the first 30 days. So if you did those 3 memberships in the first 30 days, you're going to get double commissions, which is going to wipe out the $300 investment you made. Now, I'm going to share with you right now, and you know this, and I know this. If you've been paying for leads, you're paying $300 a week for leads. Okay, easily $300 a month, but you're definitely paying $300 a week, most of you. That is a $300 one-time payment for unlimited referrals. Or if you're like some others, you're paying $2,500 to $4,000 a month to give people steak dinners. Okay, that's a one-time fee of $300 one time in order to create unlimited referrals. Okay, and $25 a month. So you're going to get paid to prospect, you're going to create unlimited referrals, and you're going to exponentially grow your practice. Now, here's the best part. Remember I told you that people come up with those objections, right? They always have the objections, or they have, in our case, we have seen exactly almost every objection there is for Prospero. I could give you a list and tell you exactly what people are going to say. And this is your answer to every single one of them. You don't even have to go on and learn about which one, because it doesn't matter what objection they come with. Here's the deal. Trivesta is one of the few companies in the entire nation in any kind of offer that offers a free 100% money-back guarantee for 6 months. Therefore, as a Prospero member, Prospero user, all I'm asking you to do, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, is this. Don't worry about everything else. If you use it for 6 months, you get involved and use it for 6 months, if at the end of 6 months you have not doubled every dollar that you paid into it and saved double that amount, the company will give you back 100% of what you put in. So you have a totally risk-free offer. You have no risk on this. You had 6 months to use this. And the reason the company did that is because they know you need to establish how to use the software, what's the best for you, and how to get involved in it. And it takes a nice period of time. And that 6 months gives you a great period of shall we say, practice and the opportunity for you to, use and see the software. So that is your one. That is your one guaranteed objection, and overcome every objection. So there you have it. We have a system that will pay you to prospect. It'll create unlimited referrals. It will dramatically increase your primary sale, whatever that is, especially if you're a life agent. We know that we're going to exponentially grow your sales, okay? This is truly a pathway to a 7-figure income. Now, we've made this as easy as possible for you to transition and use this. But it does require a little bit of a change of mindset, as it were. Lastly, what I'm going to close with you today, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. For those of you who are hockey fans, you might be familiar with Wayne Gretzky. But for those of you who are not hockey fans, Wayne Gretzky is the highest scoring person in the history of hockey. Now, amazingly, you have all your sports where you do have the greatest scorer in the history, but no one was as dominant in any given sport as Wayne Gretzky. To this day, just the portion of assists, you get points in hockey for goals and for assists. Just his assists would make him the leading scorer in the history of the game. That would eliminate all his goals. And he's still above the number 2 person just by his assists. So that shows you how dominant he truly was, okay? He had a theory for him, and this is what made him so different. And he always told people, I go where the puck will be. So he had that sixth sense of knowing where openings were and where the puck was going to be. That was his kind of pathway. So he'd go where the puck would be while everyone else was chasing the puck. Everyone was going to where the puck is. He was going to where the puck will be. I'm sharing with you our system at Advocacy. We believe in going where the puck is going to be. We're not chasing the puck. Now, if you continue to chase the puck, you'll grow linearly, you'll struggle, you'll pay for leads, you'll constantly be frustrated, and you will constantly be wasting dollars with people trying to give you magic silver bullet programs. That's not us. There's no bait and switch. I will work with you individually, personally, on every step of the way. You can build your own organization within our organization. This is why you can grow exponentially. You can replicate yourself, you can replicate the system, and you can multiply yourself with others. That's why we do these webinars. Invite financial services professionals around you, people you like, people you want to work with, people you want to have on your team. Bring them all together. Let's work together. Let's make a mission to change the 5% number. No one's done this. In over 100 years, no one has shifted the balance of 95% becoming financially dependent and 5% becoming financially independent. Let's change that. Let's do it together. Let's go to the middle class, the mass affluent, and let's help them reach financial independence by telling this story. It's a simple story, but yet that story builds into everything else. I will promote you as a financial concierge. When you see our webinars, my videos, my tapes, when you see the Thursday night webinars, we always talk about the value of a relationship with a financial concierge. That's you. I will promote that constantly. Promote that relationship so that you can grow your business 3 ways. You can grow your practice. But I tell the public all the time that the relationship with your financial concierge is a partnership. Because your best interest is our only concern. Here's the situation. In order for you to become financially independent, that person who's taking you to financial independence also has a vested interest in becoming financially independent. You are truly working together. Now, most people in our industry can't say this. Oh, yeah, they like to put labels on it. They like to talk about all kinds of things, fiduciaries, and they like to talk about all kinds of magnificent stuff. But let's face it, no one is truly vested in their client. Their client fails or succeeds, it makes no difference. They still get paid. They still grow. The more clients that fail or succeed, they still get paid. In our world, you're going to be rewarded much more by the success of your client. Why not have that kind of partnership? Let's go out and change the history of where we're going economically. Let's go out and change the results. Let's go out and truly do something for the middle class. Again, I'm Carl Schilling. I want to thank you so much. You can reach me at 321-947-3220. Yeah, I forced you to write that down, 321-947-3220. And certainly you can see all of our areas. You can go to trivesta.com/advocacybz, boy zebra, advocacybz / your inviter, whoever invited you, will give you a trivesta.com / site for you to go to. And that's where you should go. Okay, if you do come to mine, that's fine. Look at the testimonials, look at the calculator, give me a holler. I want to make sure that everyone is tied together. So whoever invited you, make sure you get back to them. But if we speak, I will always ask you who you are connected to, okay? So that is your safety and your protection. I want you to build your organization within our organization. Integrity-based, ethically based, and most importantly, we want to take people to financial independence. Thanks again for your time. You have a magnificent day. I look forward to speaking to you in the near future.